want to talk about the future very, very much and really try to think about the world in a post-vaccine world. But I also want to think about the world right now, and given the number of rising COVID cases around the country, the deaths we're seeing and the like, what you're doing and what you're seeing and what you're imagining is going to be not just impacting the company itself and the employees, but over the next couple of months, what that looks like.
Yeah, well, good morning, Andrew. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. Certainly we outlined kind of our long-term vision for the company and, very optimistic about the future of Starbucks. But, as you point out, the country right now is experiencing a surge in COVID cases. And, and we see that as well. I think clearly we've been in this phase that we call monitor and adapt. And so store by store, as we see the spread of COVID be contained, we were able to kind of turn the dial up and open up new customer experiences. And certainly, as we see a surge, we have to turn the dial back and start to constrain those customer experiences. Thus far, we continue to expect that China will be fully recovered, and we define fully recovered as same-store comparable sales at or above prior year pre-pandemic. China will be fully recovered by the end of this quarter, and we expect the United States to be fully recovered by the end of next quarter. But right now in the quarter, as this surge is going up, we are seeing some softening in our comps. But we also reaffirmed our fiscal year 21 full year guidance, and we reaffirmed our fiscal year 21 EPS or Q1 EPS guidance for this particular quarter. So I think we've built the resilience within the company to adapt. And we knew this recovery in this pandemic would not be linear. But, the resilience we've built into Starbucks, we're able to navigate this. And it's far different than it was back in March and April. And we're very optimistic about certainly the next few months, our ability to get through this. The vaccines are coming. We're very optimistic about the future of Starbucks.
Right. When you think about just customer traffic, how important in terms of either lowering traffic or increasing traffic are quote unquote lockdowns versus just basic consumer behavior in areas where they're seeing a spike of COVID? I mean, can you monitor that? Are you seeing that?
Well, we're monitoring every single store. We do this store by store. So with 33,000 stores, we use technology to sort of monitor consumer preferences, consumer behavior in each of those stores. And certainly what we find is, if we dial back and we no longer have limited seating in many of our stores across the U.S., we might have limited seating outdoors in some states. But what we see is customers go to other channels. So our mobile order for pickup, mobile order for delivery, curbside, drive-through. Customers want to be at Starbucks. They want that daily ritual. They want to have that sense of community and feeling a part of community. They're looking for experiences that are safe, familiar, and convenient. And we've adapted to be able to provide those. And so, that's exactly what we're doing right now. And, even with a little bit of softening late here in December because of the surge, we reaffirmed Q1 EPS guidance. We know how to operate. We've built this into the operating, procedures for every store across the country and around the world. And it's working for us.
When you think about the future of Starbucks, and you've talked about what that growth rate could look like and how you get there, one of the ways you get there is more pickup service, more delivery service, more e-commerce, if you will. People sort of effectively changing their behavior. And I wonder what you think. But you just also talked about community. And one of the things that you and Howard Schultz has long talked about is this idea of the third place, this place where you would go and frankly, you'd hang out for an hour, maybe a day. You would see people. People would sit there with their computers and do work. Will it still be a third place, do you think, in a year or two from now? Or do you think it becomes a fundamentally different business?
No, absolutely. There will still be a third place. In fact, of the 5 consumer trends that we've focused on, that we've dialed in on, the number one is that right now, people are craving that sense of community. They are seeking that feeling of being a part of community and connection, human connection. In fact, we saw as we open up limited seating in our stores, it's immediate. Customers are back. And so, what we see happening is as the vaccine rolls out and as people get more comfortable, they are going to seek social connection. In fact, Vivek Murthy, the former Surgeon General, talked a little bit about how this pandemic has created a social recession. And so as we come out of this, that third place experience will be more in demand than ever before. Our belief is consumers are going to seek those places to feel a part of a community, and Starbucks will be destination number one as we come out of this pandemic.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.